Come on in, honey. The lantern's lit, the veil's a little thin, and the wind's been dying to carry a few secrets your way. Welcome to Raven's Ramblings, where the shadows walk beside us and the past never stays buried, and a good spell can speak louder than a sermon. I'm Raven Nightingale, part healer, part hellraiser, keeper of the old ways and ghost stories alike. So pull up a chair and listen close. You never know what might be whispering in the dark. Welcome back, my star-kissed seekers. You're tuned into Raven's Ramblings, and today is a quick little mini episode because we've got some cosmic chaos on the horizon. That's right, Mercury Retrograde is back, and it starts today, July 17th, 2025. So grab your obsidian, light a calming candle, because we're going to need it, and let's talk about why your phone just glitched, your ex just texted you out of nowhere, and your travel plans are trying to unravel like a bad crochet spell. So, Mercury retrograde. Don't you just love it? This happens when the planet Mercury appears to move backwards in the sky. Now, that is an optical illusion, but it does give that appearance. Its effects, though, are very, very real. So, this particular retrograde runs from July 17th to August 11th, I believe it is. It's the third one this year. We still have one more to go after this one. So, this one, I always feel like the ones in summer are a little bit more chaotic. And that may be just because of the heat and everything is already chaos. I don't know. But it always feels a little wonkier to me. Anyway, so Mercury rules things like communication and technology, travel, contracts, thought processes. All right. So when it's in retrograde, all those kinds of things can go a little bit wonky, a little bit sideways. So you can expect things like misunderstandings when you're trying to converse with someone or email someone, that kind of thing. So always verify those things. You can expect delays in things like shipping or traffic wise or delays in air travel, that kind of stuff. Glitches. I mean, electronics, we live for our electronics, so glitches happen. They just seem to happen more frequently during Mercury retrograde. Last Mercury retrograde, my internet would not stay up. It was up and down, up and down, up and down. It was insane. Expect things like lost emails. I don't know about y'all, but when I don't get an email that I'm expecting, it just pisses me off for the rest of the day. And I'm just constantly checking it, and checking it. Like, where the hell is it at? But yeah. So expect lost emails. Expect ghosts from the past. Now, that could be literal ghost or maybe one in the shape of an X. Personally, I would prefer a literal ghost than an X because, oh, Lord, no. No, 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 no. So, your mileage may vary on that one, okay? And yes, even your favorite GPS app might lead you straight into a cornfield. Just be aware of your surroundings, people. Pay attention. So, this particular retrograde starts in Leo and then slips back into Cancer, which means that the drama is going to be high and emotions are going to run kind of deep. Let me flip my notes over. Yeah, once again, I have to have those notes. So, Leo and Cancer. Leo is going to bring a very bold and loud and in your face kind of energy. So beware of things like ego clashes, accidental oversharing, very dramatic flare ups and tantrums, and those kinds of things. Now, Cancer is going to kind of soften that tone a little bit. However, underneath that sensitive Cancer surface is a brewing type storm of nostalgia, of mood swings, a lot of mood swings, and then wounds rising up from, things you thought you had dealt with and had not. You know, those things are going to kind of rise up on you. So just be ready for that kind of stuff. So it could start get my words together. Here we go. This retrograde could stir up old family issues. I mean, we've all got them. Even the happiest of childhoods has probably had some type of family issue, and these things can flare back up during this time. Emotional miscommunication. So, when, especially with your partner, listen to each other, keep that communication open. Try not to take everything super personally. Does that make sense? Give each other a little bit of grace. Talk it out. Make sure you're actually hearing what you think you're hearing and what the context of something is. All right. Another thing that it may stir up is regrets or feelings you thought you had buried. Once again, past traumas and stuff you thought you had dealt with and buried and put away, those things may flare right now. And a lot of that is just because the emotions are just so high. And it's just utter chaos sometimes. So just keep that in mind. Uh, maybe do an extra counseling session or extra yoga or an extra meditation to kind of keep that kind of stuff tamped down. Um, hmm. Oh, there I am. Stir up, it can also stir up things like creative blocks. Yeah, it really can. I personally have a lot of that. I can't seem to get motivated as much during a Mercury in retrograde. And it could be someone else's that you're expecting something from and they're just completely blocked right now. So, and you have to kind of work around that. So, next section we're going to talk about is how to survive this Mercury retrograde because it is not out to ruin your life. It really is not. It's more like a cosmic timeout to make you review things, revise things that may need to be redone that aren't quite working for you, and to kind of reflect on those things, whether good or bad. All right. So here's a small little magical survival guide. Um, Here's some do's and don'ts, right? Do back up your files. For the love of all that is good in this world, back up your files. You don't want your computer to brick on you out of nowhere. Just back your damn files. I had an iMac desktop brick on me during the last Mercury retrograde and out of nowhere. So back your files up. Triple check messages and appointment times because that's going to go back into either glitching or miscommunication. So be really, really conscious of any meeting times, appointment times, those kinds of things. Uh, you can take this time to also take a break, rest, and recharge because we don't want to be putting too much new stuff on top of this with all the chaos and stuff going on. Take that little break, take that breather. There's nothing wrong with that. Practice compassion. This one is really hard. This one's hard on an average day because I got a cat running around my feet. Practicing compassion is can be very difficult because we expect so much from others, and we have to learn to give each other a little bit of grace. You know, we hope that people are going to give us grace when we're having a bad day. So let's try to give those people grace when they're having chaos gremlins and stuff. All right, and you don't have to, honey. It's your life. You do what you want. If you want to be the chaos gremlin, do it. I can't stop you. You do what works for you. So, some of the things we don't really want to do during Mercury retrograde. We don't want to sign any major contracts. It's just a bad idea because something's going to bite you in the ass. And maybe it hasn't, but the chance of it happening is exponentially higher during the Mercury retrograde. No signing contracts. Let's not start any new relationships or business ventures. Just no. Let's put that off for a month. Just a month. That's it. Just a couple weeks. It's fine. We're not going to send any rage text. That's just a bad idea. That's a bad idea on any day. You know, that's not going to accomplish anything. So no rage texting, because you're going to wake up after all this and go, "Ooh, damn, I was a bitch. I should have really reeled that in." And then it's too late because once it's out there, it's out there. You know. And just my personal opinion on this one, don't send any drunk text. That's how you wind up with an ex back coming back. Just don't do it. use good judgment. Make good choices. Uh, Over explaining, which I'm horrible about. Like what I just did, that was kind of over explaining. So when Mercury is in retrograde, less is more, because the less you give, the less chance of any miscommunication. Just simple math there. Okay, magically speaking. So here are some witchy ways to kind of work with the energy of Mercury in retrograde. All right, so ritual ideas would be to burn a blue or silver candle. Those would help with clarity and with calmness, which is some of the things we need during Mercury in retrograde. Carry black tourmaline or fluorite to ward off any tech and communication chaos. And those are just good things to have anyway. You know, do a cord cutting ritual if you got one of those exes that appears out of nowhere. Just do a quick cord cutting ritual. And we'll talk about that in another episode, a couple of rituals like that over the next couple of weeks. Create a Mercury retrograde journal page to kind of track your emotional patterns and any breakthroughs that you may have. You know, because this is that time of reflection, and maybe some past trauma has come to light, and you actually deal with it and make that breakthrough and move past it. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. An affirmation that you can use through this time is, I move through the chaos with grace, reflection, and power. I trust the pause. And do that. Take that pause. Take that moment and just breathe. It's going to be all right. You're going to make it through. So, witches, let this Mercury retrograde be your cosmic check-in, not your cosmic curse. Slow down, speak clearly, and don't forget to laugh, especially when the universe throws you a curveball, because you know it will. Just as soon as you think it's all going good, blam, right in the ass. This too shall pass. Maybe like a kidney stone, but it will pass. All right. If y'all enjoyed this magical musings, be sure to follow Raven's Ramblings wherever you conjure your podcast. Share the love with your witchy friends or family or whoever. We're streaming on Spotify and, of course, here on YouTube. You're watching my video and seeing me wiggle around and shuffle papers and act a fool and talk with my hands a lot. I think that's part of being Southern. So, until next time, speak softly, speak wisely, always keep your crystals charged. Bye.